Here's the first question. All right, in dealing with our struggles. Okay, what would you guys say? Because y'all are on this journey as well, and you're learning and you're taking steps. What would you guys say were some of the signals or some of the things that you saw in your own personal life when you realized, like, oh man, like the check engine light's on, like something's not quite right? Well, why don't y'all speak to that a little bit?
Ladies first.
All right. So full disclosure, I started counseling like a year and some change ago. And, I grew up in a household where there was definitely some trauma. My dad made some poor choices, and we were kind of left in the wake of that. And can you all say denial? Here I was, like, I grew up. I'm a functioning adult. Like, greater is he that is in me. I'm an overcomer. And I'm just thinking, like, I've got it all together, like, whatever. Joe and I have been married for almost 16 years, and
Joe Ashley, not Joe
yes,
Andy.
That hot.
I'm not married to her.
In the back. Yes, Joe Ashley. We've been married for almost 16 years, and just throughout the course of our marriage, like, there would just be instances where these funky emotions would just pop up. I had no rational thought process behind them. Look, boundaries in marriage are good. It protects you. It's a good thing. But I would, like, step beyond that, and I would get, like, obsessive, borderline manipulative, controlling, and, like, I didn't understand it. It was like a hurricane was going on inside of me. And, I would talk to my accountability partner. She's in the room now. And I would express these emotions to her. And I remember her telling me when Ryan started counseling, she's like, you may want to go talk to someone. And I was just like, no, I don't need that. And then there was kind of a situation that was like the straw that broke the camel's back, per se. And I called up Brian Crane, who's my husband's, like, hardcore accountability partner. And I was like, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. This is how I feel. And he said something to me that just changed everything. He's like, Jamie, you need to go see a counselor. So you see things pop up. And so that was kind of what happened with me.
Yeah, and for me, I think the engine light was on and all the other lights were on the dashboard for a while, and I didn't notice. But there was, like, the moment when I still remember this, I remember the day that the dam just kind of broke, and I just kind of lost it. Like, I was driving around. I think I was in one of the parish library parking lots just crying and couldn't get it together. I was struggling with some severe, like, doubting my salvation, which there's underlying issues that were affecting that. But at that particular moment on the surface, the problem was with me, there was no rational thought that I could, like, people could tell me the truth all day, but it was kind of like there was this brick wall just kind of bouncing off. Like, my emotions were driving the bus. Like, whatever I felt like at the moment, like, that's kind of how I just sat in it. Like, if I was crying and felt sad and, like, Jesus didn't love me, that must be the truth. Jesus does not love me, And I called Brian that day too, and we talked about it, and he was like, man, there's just fruit in your life. I feel like that you're a believer, like, we talked through it, and I was just like, brick wall, bouncing off. I'm like, but I don't feel like it, so it must be true that I'm not. And it was affecting my family. Like, I couldn't even function at home and wasn't sleeping well. There was just a lot of things happening. I would wake up tired, and, and it's affecting everything, so something has to be done now,